Chuck Schumer is saying this because he's scared shitless of being primaried. I don't know if you've paid attention to New York politics, but the left is winning more and more and more power there. So he's trying to bear hug Bernie Sanders, and he's caving on issue after issue because he doesn't want to get outflanked. Let's talk about the real force to vote. The real force to vote. You know, almost a year ago now, a couple YouTubers decided that they had figured out whether or not a foolproof method to determine whether or not a member of the squad was a sellout or not. A sellout or not. And they decided that the best tactic to get Medicare for All passed was to tell the squad that they should not vote to make Nancy Pelosi Speaker of the House unless Nancy Pelosi promised them to give them a floor vote on Medicare for All. Now, all the major national organizations, all the democratically directed organizations like DSA, those politicians themselves, the aligned labor unions, every single one of them said, no, that's a terrible idea. That's the worst thing ever to get in exchange for voting for Nancy Pelosi. Are you nuts? That would just result in a massive defeat for Medicare for All on the floor of the House, and it would change absolutely nothing. Are you okay? In response to that, Bernie Sanders and every one of the squad became sellouts. And the biggest sin of all was that they refused to go on the Jimmy Dore program. You just hate to see it, chat. All those people we worked so hard to get elected became utter sellouts. They became utter sellouts because they didn't force the vote in a way that wouldn't work 9 months ago. Now, everything could have been forgiven. Everything could have been forgiven if they just went on Jimmy Dore's program. And at the end of the day, they didn't do it. And the left divided right down the middle. On one side, you have the squad. You have the Democratic Socialists of America. You have progressive labor unions. You have the grassroots. You have millions of voters and volunteers and organizers. And on the other half, you've got Jimmy Dore. You've got Amy Tyrese. You've got Brianna Joy Gray. You've got the Movement for a People's Party. You've got the Green Party, kind of. Not really. And so the left, as you can see, divided clearly right down the middle. On the one side, we could call them the successful left. We could call them the left that's elected a politician in their lifetimes. You could call it the left that has millions of union members supporting it. You could call it the left that is institutionally challenging the Democratic Party, both as third parties and within the Democratic Party. On the other half, you got 7,000 patrons. You've got 800,000 YouTube subscriptions, most of which happened when it was TYT Comedy. You've got powerhouses that got 3,000 likes on their tweet when they said AOC hasn't tweeted about Medicare for All within the last 3 months. Directly down the middle. How will we ever recover? How will we ever recover? Well, we're struggling, but we're gonna do it. And Bernie Sanders and the progressives, they made fun of Force the Vote. They made fun of Force the Vote, but now they're forcing the vote. They're forcing the vote. Sure, they're not forcing the vote on Medicare for all, which means they're sellouts. They're forcing the vote on something that might pass. Ugh. If you pass something, then you've sold out. Don't you just want to make videos on YouTube saying how everything can never get better and everything sucks and both parties are the same? Ugh. Passing things, universal pre-K, civilian climate corps, raising taxes on corporations, laws that increase the power of labor unions, free community college, expanding Medicare to cover dental, vision, and hearing aids. That sounds like incrementalism to me. Fuck that. I'm like, I got high-paying video games and shit posting on Twitter all day. I mean, come on. So I guess I'm forced to read this article. Ugh. What are the sellouts doing now? 3.5 trillion or bust. Sanders goes all out to protect Dems' social spending plans. The truth is we need more, the Vermont senator said in an interview, adding, this is the minimum of what we should be spending. Ugh. Billy P, thank you for the... Look how the Democrats never get pushed left by Bernie. Ugh. It's pointless. We should be doing a third party. Did you guys hear that the Green Party has no state legislators, no senators, so no state legislators in any of the higher chambers or the lower chambers in any of the 50 states or territories, no congressional members, and no delegates from territories. They have no senators and no mayors of any major city. I mean, they've almost destroyed the duopoly. Well, if you get excited about the Green Party, hold on one second. If you're excited about the Green Party, wait till you hear about the Movement for a People's Party. The Green Party are sellouts. They've actually gotten on some ballots in some states. Wait till you hear about the Movement for a People's Party. They're only registered in 5 states. They've been around for 5 years, and they've only registered as a party in 5 states. Now that is podcasting. All right, let's keep going. Ugh. Bernie Sanders is shifting into a new phase of his legacy-defining work on Democrats' $3.5 trillion spending plan, protecting it from members of his own party and selling it to the public. Ah! Ew! I don't want that civilian climate corps job. Yuck. I don't want to see $500 billion for public housing. Ugh, gross. Sanders understands that there will be changes to his vision given the party's slim majorities in each chamber now that the blueprint is approved. But as Senate moderates propose chipping away at the $3.5 trillion price tag, he's in no mood to haggle on the top line number. I already negotiated. The truth is we need more. The needs are there. This is, in my view, the minimum of what we should be spending. A longtime progressive advocate is pushing his own 2-track strategy as his party seeks to pass both a bipartisan infrastructure bill and a Democratic-only spending bill this fall and send it to President Joe Biden's desk. Sanders is trying to sell Republican voters on Democrats' agenda in hopes of increasing popular support for the historic spending push, while also coaxing his own moderate Democratic colleagues to support one of the largest federal expansions of benefit programs ever. Gross! Selling it to the public? Why are you selling it to the public? They already agree with us on everything. Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be sarcastic because people are going to take me seriously. Because there's actually people who believe this. And it would be mortifying if people thought that I agree with them. To be fair, Mike, the Green Party has only been around for 40 years. Oh, yeah. Got another one for sewer socialism? Okay, can't wait to see this. Yeah. Malding mutant sewer socialist. Malding mutant sewer socialist. Socialist on the half shell. Okay. Okay, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. You were being sarcastic? I didn't catch that. Oh, I was. Okay, moving on. We'll come back to that in a second. It's a tricky balancing act for what's shaping up to be a pivotal few weeks for Sanders, a two-time presidential candidate who Republicans like to assert is essentially running the party's policy operation, yet Sanders is eager to meet Republicans where they are, literally. The Vermont senator is barnstorming Iowa and Indiana this weekend to sell Democrats sweeping visions of hiking taxes on the wealthy and corporations while expanding healthcare coverage, taking climate action, and increasing access to education. He's also expected to host an event in Michigan with progressive Democratic rep Rashida Tlaib. My man, dude. My man, Bernie Sanders, dude. Bernie motherfucking Sanders. You just love to fucking see it. I understand that budget chairpersons historically have done their work within the Beltway in D.C., and I really think the function of budget chairman is to get out among the people, Sanders said. What we are proposing this budget is going to be enormously popular. Yet as he seeks to increase support among working-class Republicans across the country, Sanders also must ensure he can keep his fellow 49 Democratic caucus members on board in D.C. It's part of an inside-outside game Sanders has worked on for years, in part with his fellow Brooklynite-turned-majority leader. He's great at coming up with ideas and getting a movement behind it, but now he's proven to be a really good legislator as well, said Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. We've worked so closely together, we will probably talk 4 or 5 times a day. Now, chat, do you know why Chuck Schumer is saying this? Chuck Schumer is saying this because he's scared shitless of being primaried. I don't know if you've paid attention to New York politics, but the left is winning more and more and more power there. So he's trying to bear hug Bernie Sanders, and he's caving on issue after issue because he doesn't want to get outflanked. Sanders said if he could, he would travel to all 50 states this fall to make his case, and he did not rule out West Virginia and Arizona, home to the Senate's 2 most conservative Democrats. Senators Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin are the most obvious obstacles to implementing Sanders' agenda, with Sinema reiterating her opposition to a $3.5 trillion spending bill earlier this week. Though Sanders wrote the budget and is one of the most public faces of both the spending bill and the effort to increase taxes on the wealthy, he said the massive spending bill will pass because most of the bill is based on Biden's jobs and family plans. Democrats have a very slim majority in the House. We have no majority in the Senate. That's it, 50-50. Trust me, there are a lot of differences in the Senate among the Democrats. But at the end of the day, every Democrat understands that it is terribly important that we support the president's agenda. And most of these ideas came from the White House. Sanders and most Democrats believe the $3.5 trillion number is indispensable because combined with a $550 billion bipartisan infrastructure bill, it essentially implements all of Biden and Sanders' priorities, including Medicare expansion and continuing popular child tax credits. But because of Sinema's entrenched position, Manchin's worries about inflation and the softer dissent among a few other centrists, some Democrats are less sure that their $3.5 trillion plan can survive both chambers' reed-thin majorities intact. Kyrsten and Joe get the most attention, but they're not alone in wanting that number to be lower. My hope is that we're not making decisions based on an arbitrary number, that we're looking at the programs we need to fund and the programs we don't need to fund. To Sanders, there's nothing that could be put on the chopping block, and he declined to entertain how he'd proceed if programs were cut. He said every single thing in the plan is vital, previewing an argument that he will make it at town halls in Indiana and Iowa this week. He said he expects to see a significant percentage of GOP voters support his proposal specifics, ranging from the $300 monthly child tax credit to universal pre-K to Medicare benefit expansion. He also said that if Democrats could follow through on their plan, it will increase their chances in what's shaping up to be an increasingly dicey midterm election. Republicans understand. Okay, hold on. Let's watch this pass. It's 30 seconds, so we'll do that. Goonies, thanks for the tier 3, bud. Welcome back.
On this vote, the yeas are 220, the nays are 212. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table. Pursuant to Section 4 of House Resolution 601, Senate Concurrent Resolution 14 is considered as adopted.
All right, so what was that? Read the first sentence of the article again. You missed the manufactured consent. Bernie Sanders is shifting to a new phase of his legacy-defining work on Democrats' $3.5 trillion spending plan, protecting it from members of his own party and selling it to the public. Wait, what? What did I miss? What did I miss? The truth is we need more. This is the minimum what we should be spending. Oh, members of his own party. Okay. 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 I mean, he caucuses with the Democrats. He ran as a Democrat. He ran for the Democratic nomination. Who cares? Who gives a shit? I mean, I don't care. I don't care even a little bit about that. If that's the manufacturing of consent that we're talking about, who gives a shit? Honestly, who gives a shit? I would rather hold their vote, and if nothing passes, it doesn't pass. It's not like we're getting anything now anyway. If we have to fight for what we want, for what we need and we deserve as a society. If Dems don't get this done, it's game over. I don't see them winning in 2022 just by coasting. Even if they get it done, it doesn't guarantee that they're going to win. They have to get a voting rights bill passed. Even if they get a voting rights bill passed, even if they ban gerrymandering, they might lose. Even if they pass this, they might lose. Why? Because people vote for dumb fucking reasons all the time. There's no guarantees in politics. Some event could happen that they blame Joe Biden for, and therefore they blame the Democrats. The media, Facebook bullshit that none of us could even see as a possibility for being believed in a mass scale could be believed. There's all sorts of dumbass shit that people support and vote for. You know, another Delta variant that causes us to have to lock down even harder, you know? Like there's a million things that can happen. Republicans understand that what we're doing is enormously popular, but the American people are sick and tired of government working overtime for the wealthy and powerful, Sanders said. The contrast is pretty clear, and we're going to win that. In a rare bit of bipartisan agreement, Republicans are eager for the debate with Sanders. As Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell put it on Fox News on Tuesday, Bernie Sanders may have lost the nomination, but he won the war in the Democratic Party. Having socialist Bernie Sanders at the wheel of the Democrats' entire domestic agenda is a gift to Senate Republican campaigns everywhere, said Catherine Cooksey, spokeswoman for the National Republican Senatorial Committee, the Senate GOP campaign arm. So what they're calculating is that they could get the media to shit on Bernie Sanders like they did in the Democratic Party primary. But unfortunately for them, it ain't gonna work. No one cares about this who's not already a right-wing chud. I think this is also about building up their own base, inflaming their own base. Man, these Zoomers are optimistic. One good policy doesn't win you the next election. You have too many hogs. It's always like one step forward, 10 steps back with this country. I don't know about that. The partisan, I mean, there are a ton of hogs, but just because when you do popular things, it does help you. Okay? Don't buy into the centrist thing of, if you do a popular thing, then you get a backlash. That's not true. All right. Bernie Sanders is forcing the vote. Sanders has shown flexibility in recent weeks. His initial budget proposal was $6 trillion, but after haggling with Senator Mark Warner, he came down to $3.5 trillion. After criticizing the bipartisan infrastructure bill and threatening to vote against it, he supported it to keep Democrats' fragile coalition moving forward. At the moment, Sanders says the $3.5 trillion top line is non-negotiable, but his ability to work within his caucus confines makes Sanders more confident that the bill will pass in the end after an intense fall work period. There are nuances and differences. I hear them as the Budget Committee chairman every day. This one is worried about this. There's another one who wants more on public transit, Sanders said. But every member of the caucus understands this is transformative for the American people. It is the right thing to do, and it is politically popular. Hog. We do politics here every morning starting at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. You can watch us here on Twitch. We're the morning guy. The morning politics guy. Politics Frogs in every single day, same time, 10 a.m., day in, day out, and we carry you through your morning and early afternoon politics needs. And if you need more, Mike from PA, we have a YouTube channel. We talked about Suburbs, the My Pillow guy, Ted Cruz. We talked about DSA. Amazing. Making fun of Tim Pool. Amazing. Look at all of these amazing videos. Get in there, watch them. We have me on Twitter. You got to follow me on Twitter, chat. I'm at 20,614 subs. That means I got like 40 followers on Twitter in the last day. You can do better than that. You can do better than that. Go follow us on Twitter. And of course, join the Discord, where we have an incredible community of left-wing streamers. We have left-wing community. We talk about the stream. We talk about politics. There's gaming content. It's a really awesome, supportive place. Direct action, mutual aid, and you can just let off some steam. And also, you can help produce the show. One of the things I do is I look at the links that are put into the news content suggestions chat room on the Discord. Join the Discord, come hang out, and maybe what you want me to talk about will be part of the next show.